Hello and welcome to the Book Closet. If you're new to the channel, I do quick book reviews where I don't give any spoilers until the very end. I dive straight into the characters, the setting, the plot, and the ending of each book. After that, I'll categorize the book into not recommended, recommended, or highly recommended by me. Once I categorize the books, I'll move on into spoiler discussions, so that'll be your cue to leave if you have not read the book. So today we're going to be talking about a book that I seem to not be able to find. Here it is. Ultra 85 by Logic. So jumping straight into the characters, the main characters are Quentin Thomas and Kai. I feel like they were both motivated by the same thing, which they were. So their entire goal is to find two people that were chosen to go to paradise. I'll get more into that in the plot of the story. That just gave them less depth, I guess, and the only difference that I saw really between the two of them was that Kai was a little bit more aggressive than Thomas, but other than that, I think their personalities were the same, and I didn't really feel much emotion towards either one of them. Their entire time, they were just quoting stuff from Old Earth and stuff that they've learned over time from that. I didn't feel any emotion towards them. But getting into the setting of the story, so this story is set on the Babel space station, so Earth does not exist at this time. They reference Old Earth. Getting into the plot of the story, this is mostly where I have my issues with the book. It's heavily reliant on movie quotes and pop culture references and a little bit of music stuff here and there. And I just don't think that the buildup of the book was very good. I'll get into the ending too, because the references start to make sense. But the book kind of bored me a little bit with all the references and the constant, just movie quotes and talking about the catalog, and it just, to me, wasn't very entertaining. Moving on into the ending of the story, to give the ending some credit, it was not completely predictable. There were different twists that I did not see coming. So for that, I would maybe recommend the book to you, but you have to be able to make it that far to get there. But my big issues with the ending is that there were just certain details that I felt were either somehow, for whatever reason, purposely left out, or there's just something I missed, I don't know. But that's for the spoiler discussion. So if you have not read the book, now's your time to go find the next video. And I hope that you come back here once you do read the book, and maybe you'll have the same questions that I do, and you can let me know if I missed something at that point too. Moving on, for those that have read the book, we're going to get into the spoiler discussion. So a lot of my issues take place after Kai is shocked and he's dead at the time. So at that point, Thomas is a little upset or whatever, but he has to keep fighting. So at that point, Bonita's taken away and Thomas's dad ends up getting killed in that battle. From there, they drag Kai and they get him to wake up. And once they bring him back to life, the first thing Thomas says is, "They took Bonita and they killed you, man." My first issues with Thomas is that he never once mentions to Kai that they killed his dad, which I don't really understand why it's never mentioned, but somehow at the end of the story, Kai knows that Thomas's dad is dead. So I don't know when he finds out or how he finds out, but somehow he does, but the reader, I guess, just doesn't get to know. That's a lot of my issue there, in that Thomas didn't have any emotion really. He had a little bit when Kai was dead at the time, and a little bit towards his dad, but once the little girl tells him to suck it up, we don't get any more emotion after that. So I get that he has to stop, with the emotions to get through the fight. That part makes sense, but then to not have any more the rest of the book seemed a little weird to me. And then another part, that same sentence, when he wakes Kai up and gets him back to life, he says, "They took Bonita and they killed you, man." All Kai says back is, "They took Bonita." So there's no emotion. There's no, we gotta go get her back. We can't just let her go. There's none of that. So there's just no emotion at the end of this book, which is why I'm still not attached to the characters at all. The whole buildup of the story and the whole main part of the story was for these two to go find their loved ones that were chosen to go to paradise a long time ago. So if that was the whole main, part of the story, I just felt like there would have been more emotion at the end of it, I guess. And I thought they would just be a little more upset and trying to go get them back. To me, it also seemed like they were just more excited to have the chip from Adam, and they were able to rebuild him completely. So that's what they chose to talk about at the end of the book, instead of anything with the ones that they, lost in the battle. So if I missed something, I don't know, let me know, because it's kind of driving me crazy. I don't know if I just missed it, or if there's just something interpreted that I didn't get. But if you want to let me know, please do. But with that, I'll see you in the next book.